Hello, 22 Tony here with another discussion on collecting vintage and antique ammo. Today I wanted to discuss collecting on a budget. Over my previous videos I've shown a lot of my collection. I'm still holding a few things back for a surprise in the next few weeks, but you've seen a big chunk of my collection. And you've seen ammo boxes that retail anywhere from maybe $10 a box up to as much as $50. Now, for a lot of beginning collectors and a lot of seasoned collectors, that may be a lot of money to be putting out for a collection. Now, there are ways around that, and that's what I wanted to discuss today. First of all, putting out that kind of money for collections more than my budget would normally allow as well. So for me to put together 100 ammo boxes, 100 plus boxes, that retail between $10 and $50 each, something my wife probably wouldn't be real thrilled with. So I've done a little bit of horse trading. In fact, a big chunk of my collection came from horse trading, where I bought ammo at a bargain somewhere and turned around and swapped it out for something I wanted better. Or in some cases, I may have to buy 5 or 6 boxes to get the one I want and then resell the other ones, and I end up getting my box for free. In fact, that's this box I've shown in a previous video, where the retail price on the back was $50. I didn't pay a penny. I swapped out some ammo and used that to pay off some more ammo and used that to trade for this box. And ultimately I ended up getting 3 or 4 boxes of ammo that eventually paid for itself, and this was one of the boxes in that lot. Now, I've been buying and selling for 40 years, so this is something that I've maybe not perfected, but I'm probably better than a lot of you, and that may not be an option as well. So there are still other options for collecting on a budget. You know, even these more common, 1960s, 1970s boxes, these are pretty much mint condition. Retail value on those is not huge, but they're still probably $15 boxes. What about the empty version of the same? You can get the empty boxes, when we have them in my shop, they sell for $2 or $3 a piece. So that makes it a lot easier to put together a collection of 40 or 50 boxes. But even then, that still means putting out some money, and in some cases that might not be an option. Well, I found other options as well. For example, last summer I was out shooting at my local range, and those of you that are familiar with the current ammo shortage are aware that the last few years it's been rather difficult to get .22 ammo, and when you could find it, you bought whatever you could find. Well, I got these 2 boxes last summer. A gentleman was there with his teenage son. He had just bought the boy a rifle, and he was taking him out to teach him to shoot. But when he got to the gun store, this was the only ammo that was available. These are $20 retail boxes of ammo that he was taking out a teenager to learn to shoot that had never fired a rifle before. But that's all he could find, so he paid the price and bit the bullet, so to say, and went out and taught his boy how to shoot. Well, when they were done shooting, I picked up the empty boxes. So my collection, you're probably aware if you've seen any of my videos, is I specialize in pre-barcode paper boxes. But that doesn't mean that's the only way to collect 22 boxes. These are plastic. Well, this one's paper, this one's plastic, with barcode. That's certainly an option. Didn't cost me a penny, and they're certainly available. But there are even some older boxes occasionally can be found. In fact, it was actually the same day at the same shooting range. I found this nice box of Western Super X. And again, it's a very nice clean box. It just happened to be empty, and I pulled that out of the trash can. And I'm guessing, I didn't speak to whoever shot this box, but I'm guessing it was the same situation. He probably wanted to go out and shoot, and the local gun shop didn't have any ammo, so he went to his gun cabinet and pulled out whatever he had, and he happened to pull out probably a 45, 50-year-old box of Western Super X. They were kept, as I've said before, clean, dry, and away from high heat, and I didn't see any misfires in the trash can or sitting around the range anywhere, so I'm guessing that whole box fired. Well, sometimes for this type of a deal you have to be lucky. I happened to be at the range on the right day, otherwise it would have been rained on and this would have been destroyed. but I got lucky and I happened to be there at the right time. So that's not always going to happen. But there may be some other things at the range that might work out. What about fired cartridges? Here we've got a 300 Savage. Here we've got a 22 Savage. Here I've got a 32 Smith & Wesson. That was a 32 Smith & Wesson short that I fired. These are things that you might find at your local gun range. You're not likely to find particularly rare or you know, obsolete ammo at the gun range like that. But to start a collection, that might be a way to go. Also at the gun range, you may find misfires. There's a 32 auto. Again, that was a misfire for my gun. And this is actually the 300 Savage. I'm sorry, this was a military round. That's a I believe that's a 30-06. That's a World War II military round. And this was the 300 Savage that I brought up today. Again, it was a misfire. I'm not even sure where I got this one from. When I pick up misfires, I just think it's kind of neat. It's something you don't see every day, and I stuck that away. I'm not sure where that came from. But those are things that you could start a collection with as well. Now, the other thing to think about with the empty boxes is your local ordinances and gun laws and federal regulations. We've talked about that a little bit. If you're in Washington, D.C., starting an ammo collection is probably not an option. Some states, it's going to be very difficult. If you're under the age of 21, you can't go out and buy boxes of 22 shells. There's nothing stopping you from buying the empty boxes. Also shipping them, we've talked about that a few times. To ship a full box of 22, it can't ship through the post office. It's required to ship ground. To ship that box UPS ground, depending on where you're going, you're looking at anywhere from about $12 to $15 to ship a $15 box of ammo. So that's not an option sometimes. So the option is, again, the empty box. They're available. I've seen them on eBay. I've seen them on Craigslist. You'll see empty boxes sometimes on Gunbroker. More often you're going to see the full boxes on Gunbroker. But it is an option, and it's a little bit less expensive way to get started in a hobby that may give you a lifetime of enjoyment. So just like all my videos, they are designed to encourage collecting. And I hope that maybe this will get to some of you that might have been discouraged a little bit by the price of some of the other boxes that I've shown you. And this is a way that you can get started for literally nothing. Well, I hope you've liked my video today, and I hope you've enjoyed my other videos. I've got some new interesting ones coming up. I've got some things coming that you may have never seen before, but that's for another video. Today I just wanted to maybe spark some imagination with another way of collecting. Thanks for watching, and have a good day, everybody.